fine. How are you doing?
Good, good. What's going on?
The problem is that my mom filed for my sister.
Right.
And I would say 10 years ago, from 2010 to now. And basically, my mom just passed, I would say in April.
Where is your sister?
Thank you.
Where's your sister?
She's in Guyana.
And your sister is over 21, I assume?
Yes. Actually, she's married.
She's married.
And with 4 kids.
What is your status here?
My status, I'm a U.S. citizen.
All right. So this is what you're going to do.
Okay.
You are going to notify the National Visa Center. I assume that's where the case is, that your mom passed.
Yes.
We are then going to, step 1, got to tell them she passed. Can't lie about it. Step 2, we're going to ask for a humanitarian reinstatement with USCIS. Humanitarian reinstatement.
I didn't.
Okay, I'm going to explain to you what it is. Humanitarian reinstatement is a request to USCIS to allow you as the sister to step into the shoes of mom to complete your sister in Guyana's case with her family.
Yes.
Because of some humanitarian reason. Could be family reunification. Could be economic reasons. Could be a medical reason. Could be emotional reasons. Could be security reasons, safety reasons. Whatever that humanitarian, need is, we have to demonstrate it. And then USCIS will reapprove the visa petition. It takes about a year, but we have time because your sister's still about 3 years away on the waiting list. So it takes about a year. So we reinstate it. Then your case goes back to the National Visa Center again to complete in the F3 category, which is which is married son or daughter of a U.S. citizen. Even though your mom passed, you're going to complete it for your mother as the U.S. citizen sister. So you don't have to start again.
Oh, wow.
All right?
You made my day.
Great. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let's go to Milton in Claremont, Florida. Milton.
Yes, Brad. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. Question. My wife came up right in the COVID time when they were getting ready to lock down the country in Jamaica. She had a limited time to get out, and we didn't want to get trapped down there, not being here on the deadline they gave us. So she had some business to return and wrap up.
So when you say the deadline, she got an immigrant visa, and so she entered as an immigrant, as a lawful resident. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Now she received the green card now, or the alien card, and she wanted to return to wrap up some unfinished business.
Right.
How long can she stay out before returning?
How long you been married?
Over 4 years.
She can stay out up to 180 days, but hopefully less.
180 days.
Correct.
Okay, that would be 6 months, I guess, right?
It's about 5.5. You don't want to stay out for 6.
Months.
Yeah.
So you're saying then, let me get it clear. Returning for the first time back, she can stay up to 5.5 months and do what she got to do, then come back.
Correct. Now, let me finish. She can't come back for a week, then go back for another 5.5 months, come back for a week, then go back for another 5.5 months, because then she's not living in America as a lawful resident. But if you want to do it for one time, sure, 180 days.
First time, first time problem.
No problem.
Okay, sir. Because the reason why I asked this question is because I was told yesterday that she can only stay out for 6 weeks.
No. Whoever told you that? No. You're a lawful resident, and you have to be living in the United States more than somewhere else. But you enter the United States, if you leave for the first time, they'll let you back in as long as you're back before 6 months. That's why I say 180 days. Don't leave it right to the last, minute and day. And so 180 days, it's about 5.5 months, come back. Then she has to start permanently living here. If she needs to go take a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks to Jamaica, that's no problem. But you can't keep going back 180 days and coming here for a week. That would be a problem.
All right, sir.
All right?
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to Zugo in Miami. Zugo.
Mr. Bernstein, thank you so much for taking my call. This is Hugo from Miami, Florida. Thank you.
My pleasure. What can I do to help you, Zugo?
Okay, I applied for adjustment of status I-485 on June 2018.
Right.
I did the first interview with my wife on November 2019. Then they called me back for a stocks interview on November 12, 2019. Right. Sorry. And I'm still waiting from almost 1 year for the green card that
and you still haven't heard anything?
Nothing yet.
Where are you Italian? You sound Italian.
I am Italian, yes. I'm so sorry. I just drink 2 glasses of wine. I'm not hearing very well, but yes.
As soon as I hear an Italian accent, I start getting hungry. I start thinking of pizza and pastas and everything else. But,
I just finished to eat a pizza because I was teaching my wife how to make pizza, but she's from Cuba and she doesn't know how to make the pizza. So I drink 2 glasses of wine when I was getting too much to make.
So everything's good between you and your wife. How'd you do on the interview?
We did very well the first interview. We did very well also at the second interview, and we are judged with the love and no green card yet.
All right. So then this is what I would suggest you do. I mean, you have 2 options in these situations. Okay. One option is to either file a mandamus or the threat of a mandamus. A mandamus is a lawsuit against the government. And then if you go into federal court, the federal judge will mandate that the government has to make a decision on your case. The reason is this. You are considered, when you're married to a U.S. citizen, you are considered an immediate relative. An immediate relative means you are immediately eligible for a green card. And what I have listened to is somebody who did not get their green card immediately, that didn't even get a decision immediately. It's 2 years they haven't made a decision yet. And the government so that's not immediate in anybody's book. That's not immediate. Now the government's going to argue, well, you know, our security checks haven't cleared yet, so because our security checks aren't cleared, we can't give you a green card. And our argument back every time, and it's a winning argument, is you can give him a green card. He's immediately eligible. You can't deny his rights to a green card because you're slow in doing security checks. If you ever check out something that he's not entitled to his green card, you can take his green card away. You can put him in deportation. You can revoke his green card. There's lots of things you can do. So nobody says just because he gets a green card, it's a green card for life. You could always revoke it if they ever come up with some problem with it. But what they can't do is sit on your rights and do nothing.
I understand.
So what we do in situations where it's a winning case is we threaten a mandamus and then, if necessary, file a mandamus in federal court. Now, a federal judge cannot tell immigration, give Zugo a green card. All a federal judge can do is tell immigration, make a decision. Now, they can make a decision one way or the other, but if you're telling me you did well on your interviews, it sounds like you're in a beautiful marriage. You guys are cooking pizzas and drinking wine. That's beautiful. So there's no reason for them, in my mind, for them to deny you. And then people get scared. They say, oh, I don't want to sue the government. They're going to screw me over. They'll put me in deportation. They'll deny my case. It's actually the opposite.
I understand.
When you sue the government, they say, wow, this guy has a lawyer who is really fighting for his rights. When we have a federal judge who's overlooking this and seeing everything that we're doing, we better do everything by the book because we don't want to be brought back into federal court a second time. So it's actually the opposite.
Perfect.
So now, I said you have 2 choices. You could do that, or you can do anything else that anybody else suggests, which will not do anything for you. You can call your senator, call your congressman, write letters, stand on your head, go visit immigration, juggle balls in front of immigration. It doesn't matter. They're not going to do anything for you. The only thing that works is a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus. And if you want help, hold on 1 second. Let's go to Enoch in Seattle, Washington. Enoch.
Hello, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, sir. How are you doing today?
Good. What's going on?
Okay, I have a quick question here. Yes. I was just out of the country for the past, I'd say, 2 months and a half.
Right.
Can I file, in fact, I returned yesterday. Can I file for my citizenship now, or I have to wait 3 months that residency
No,
rule?
you can file now. The 90-day rule is you got to be living in the state where you're naturalizing 90 days before you naturalize. That's the rule, not 90 days before you file. So there's no way in the world if you file today that you're going to naturalize in 90 days. So it's fine. Go file.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure about that because I wasn't certain.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's go to Saeed in Lodi, California. Saeed. Saeed, what's up?
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Are you underwater? Sounds like you're
How are
underwater.
you? Hello?
You're still underwater.
Yeah, it's still on hold. I can get you what you say.
I don't hear what you're saying either, so we're even.
Hello?
I hear you now.
Yeah, you can hear me now?
I do. What is your question?
Hello?
What is your question other than hello?
Yes, sir. My question is simple. Like, I'm needy and I need your help, like in the sense, recently my brother has been died in Pakistan.
What happened to your brother? What happened to your brother in Pakistan?
Yeah, brain hemorrhage and so many, like paralyzed from last 5 years. And from last 10 years, I was financing them. Hello?
Stop saying hello and just talk. I hear you. Your brother was paralyzed in Pakistan. How did he become paralyzed in Pakistan?
Oh, due to so many different reasons. Like before paralyzed, he had one heart attack.
Oh my God. He has all sorts of medical problems. Okay. So what is the question that you have?
My question is, sir, I am very much upset for my 2 small nieces. One is 11 years and one is 9.
Right.
Too many rape cases in Pakistan. And I am the only person who financed my brother's family from last 10 years.
So you're talking about wanting to adopt your brother's children, your nieces who are 11 and 9 in Pakistan. Obviously, your brother is very ill and is not able to care for them.
Yeah, he already died.
Oh, he died. Oh my God. So where is
with a brain hemorrhage this month, 6th of October.
Where is the mother of these children?
Mother is just like a stupid, foolish, lazy, and
stupid,
sick
foolish
woman.
Lady. Okay. So, all right.
She cannot work. She cannot handle people.
Okay.
She cannot handle school trips she has.
Right.
Only I need to bring 2 girls.
Who is watching these children if the mother's a foolish, stupid lady who doesn't work?
I am living with my family from last 10 years, and we are living in the same house. And I finance them from last 10 years. I send money, and now my brother is not.
Who watches the children? Are they still with the mother, the foolish
mother?
She
is alone. Yeah, only the.
Okay.
Yeah, because
all right, so this is what needs to happen. Okay. You need to need to bring the children over as orphans.
Only 2 girls, sir, because we have so many rape cases in Pakistan.
I hear you. Listen to what I'm telling you now. I'm going to give you the answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
you
sir.
have to bring the children over as orphans. If you don't bring the children over as orphans, they'll never get here because you got to be able to prove that you lived in the same home with them for 2 years, and you'll never do that because you've been here for the last 10 years. All right? So, an orphan means no mother, no father. Okay, now obviously you told me, unfortunately, the father died, but we have a stupid, foolish mother who's not a very good mother, can't work, can't support the children, nothing.
No, like she's not working, she has no money.
So what
she has no money, she can,
just,
yes, sir.
I hear you. Listen, so what has to happen is somebody has to go to court in Pakistan to strip this mother of her parental rights because she's a stupid, foolish woman who can't raise children. All right? And as a result of that, now there's no mother, now there's no father. Then you can do a pre-adoption. You live out in California. You go into a court in California. You say to a judge in California, I want to adopt these children, these orphans from Pakistan. There's no mother, no father. And the judge will send a social worker out to your home, and the judge will sign an order that says, I'm satisfied that when these 2 orphans come to America, I'll sign an adoption order. It's called a pre-adoption. Now you can file an orphan petition to bring the children over. They get their green cards, and then you bring them back into court in California to do the adoption. If you do an adoption in Pakistan, if you get consent from the mother to do an adoption in Pakistan, the kids will never come here. Because under that circumstance, the children are not orphans, they're adopted children. And to bring adopted children from Pakistan, you got to prove that you and these children lived in the same home for 2 years, and you don't have that proof because you've been in America. So the only way to do it is to strip the mother of her parental rights. We can assist you in doing all of that. So hold on one second. Let's go to Nike in New York. Nike.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Brian.
How you doing?
Good. I'm calling because I have a pending asylum in case, and then I'm in removal proceeding.
Right.
And then I applied for the I-130. I got married to my husband, and I applied for the
How did you come to America?
I came to F1 visa.
Okay.
So I applied for the I-130 then the I-485. So my I-130 has been pending for 2 years now. And then I have individual hearing coming up in January. So every time I call USCIS and ask them what's going on with the case,
all right, number one, most likely your individual hearing is going to be postponed because they've postponed everything at least through January. I'm sure they'll keep postponing it. Number two, you have to make a motion to the immigration judge to recalendar your case to a master calendar. Let them know you have a pending I-130 and say you want to switch your case over from an asylum case to a marriage case. Then we have to do what I had suggested to our friend Zogo in Miami. Threaten to sue the government. It's 2 years that they're sitting on your rights. And while they sit on your rights, you're going to get deported. So they can't do that. All right? So hold on 1 second, all right? You need help. Let's go to Delmas in Brooklyn. Delmas.
Yeah, how you doing, Brad? Can you hear me?
How you doing? I do.
Okay. I have a quick question. 2014, I married this young lady in the Philippines, right? However, when I married her, my divorce to my ex in the U.S. wasn't finalized yet. So I didn't file a I-130 for her until 2018. And they denied it because they said I wasn't.
You're married to 2 different women at the same time. You're not married to this lady in the Philippines.
Okay, yes. In her country, we are legally married.
You are not legally married in her country. You can't be married to 2 women at the same time. You have a void marriage in her country. You have a void marriage everywhere in the world.
Okay, so what can my next step be to get?
Then she's your fiance. Bring her over as a fiance, and then you bring her here as a fiance and marry her here.
Okay, but in her country, right, on the date she has a marriage contract.
But it's not a legal marriage. Just because you have a marriage contract doesn't mean you legally married her. You can't just decide, I'm legally married in one country, I'm legally married in a second country, so I have 2 wives in 2 countries, it's all legal. It's not. You had a wife in America and a void marriage. Void means illegal marriage in the Philippines. So under law, it's as if it never happened.
Okay, so I can just file for the K-1.
Correct. Hold on.
Oh, all right.
I think he needs help. Beverly in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Beverly.
Hi, Brad. My name is Beverly. Good. I have a question.
Yes.
My husband, a U.S. citizen, filed for my kids in Nigeria last year. There are 3. They were approved March this year, and the NVC sent me letter. So I already submitted everything. Last month they wrote him letter. They sent him mail that they are documentarily qualified, that they will work with embassy in Nigeria. No, my question is, with this ban, do we still have a hope that something positive will happen?
Eventually, yes. There are people getting through from Nigeria even with the ban. Is this the natural father of the children, or this is
he's their stepfather.
Yeah,
but
you have
my
hope.
children are still little. I still have 6.
But they're under the Child Status Protection Act, so they're all under 21. What I would suggest is this. There's an election tomorrow. If Biden's the president in January, there's no more proclamation against Nigeria or shortly thereafter.
That's
All
it.
right?
But if not,
But if not, then you need to come to us and we'll fight to get him here. All right, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right, but let's see what happens tomorrow before we start fighting. All right.
Okay. So
Hold on.
can I like call your office
Of
back?
course you can. Of course you can.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Onika in the Bronx. Onika. Onika. Onika in the Bronx. Onika. Onika. Wanika. Hold on. Let's go to Derek in Newark. Derek.
Hello, Bryce.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I have two questions. So in 2016, November 28th, I got married to my wife, and I applied for the adjustment of status in February 2017. I was scheduled for interview on December 19, the same 2017.
Right.
So went to our interview. After the interview, we didn't get no message from immigration. Then 2019 January, they sent me a message saying my medicals have expired. I need to go do a new medicals and bring additional proof that me and my wife will stay together.
Okay.
Which I did. So by August this 2020, I got another message from immigration that we've been scheduled for another interview.
Yeah, they could schedule you for Stokes. They don't believe it's a real marriage.
Yeah, so we went for the interview.
How'd it go?
After the interview, they sent me a mail, notice of denial, giving us reasons why they want to deny us. So I met with a lawyer.
You didn't do very well on the interview, obviously.
That's what they said. But when with the letter they sent to us, when I gave it to the lawyer, he found out that most of the things they said we did wrong, we actually did not do wrong. So he responded to that message and everything. So 2 days ago...
Did you get a notice of intent to deny, or you got a denial?
No, a notice of intent of denial.
Fine. All right. So then
he responded.
To that. Okay.
Yes, he responded to that. 2 days ago, I got another letter, a denial letter. And the only reason they have on that denial letter was that, according to the letter, it said the evidence of record shows that when you filed for your application, you were present in the United States contrary to the law. So I don't understand what that means.
You're married to a citizen?
Yes, I did.
It means they're violating your rights, and they made up a law that denied you for not a real law.
Can you say that again?
They violated your rights, and if that is the only reason that they have for denying you, the fact that you overstayed your visa and you're married to an American citizen, contrary to law, and we're out of status, is not a reason to deny you. So then they're violating your rights. They made up a law that doesn't exist.
Okay.
So what do you do about it, right?
Yeah, so I spoke with my lawyer. He said we're going to file for appeal. But my question right now is that after filing for the appeal, does that mean we have to go for another interview or what?
If you appeal, you're going to wait 3 years, 4 years. You're not going to appeal. That's dumb. All right? Bring in the decision to me. Let me see what it says, okay? Hold on. Let's go to Jillian in Hyattsville, Maryland. Jillian.
Hey, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening. I'm okay. A quick question here. I am a permanent resident here. Aside from my husband, about 2 years now.
Right.
Everything was coming through. The last email I got from the NVC was stating that I'm supposed to wait for him to get medical and interview.
Great.
But immigration shut down. But my husband has H-1B2 visa, a visiting visa, so he comes and goes. So I'm wondering now, can he come here and stay and I do an adjustment, or that's not possible? What can I do?
If he comes, and he comes to visit, he's not coming to adjust, because if you come to adjust, you're making a misrepresentation. So he comes to visit. Just listen. 'Cause I can only tell it to you one way. He comes to visit. His purpose is visiting. He's coming temporarily. He wants to visit his wife, and then he's going back home. And then after he comes, after 90 days, he changes his mind, then you're allowed to adjust your status under those circumstances.
So won't that allow him to be out of status after a while, Brad?
If he comes on a visitor's visa, you generally get 6 months.
Yeah. So within that 6 months, you think he would get through with the adjustment of status?
No, but when you have a pending adjustment, you're legal. What I would like you to do is go back and listen to what I just told you, because I don't know if you fully got it or not.
You said, like how he normally comes and goes, he would be coming on a visa, on a visiting visa to say visiting his family. He's going to be here for Christmas. All right? So if he comes as a visitor and within that time he decides to stay and not go back, after 90 days, we can put in the application.
He comes with the intent to visit. It is only his intent to visit. If it is intent to lie at the airport and say he's visiting when he has the intent to get a green card, he's made a misrepresentation. So you have to be very careful. Hold on. Okay, you have to be very careful. I'm coming to visit. I'm going home. After 90 days, I changed my mind. Let's go to Onika in the Bronx. Onika.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good evening, Brad. I have a question. So my husband is a resident here. So we filed adjustment of status for me and my son, but my son is in Jamaica. So my question is, when we file the papers, because we do it by ourselves, we keep getting it returned. It's the second time I got back my papers.
Well, you got your papers back from where?
Huh?
Who returned your papers to you?
The USCIS.
All right, so then you're not filing them right. You're doing something wrong, obviously.
So my question is basically like, is my son qualified to be filed with these right now because he's a resident?
Because who's a resident?
My husband.
How old is your son?
12 years old.
The answer is yes. You're doing it wrong. So, Einstein said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and thinking you're going to get a different result. So you're doing something wrong. The answer is yes, your husband's entitled to file for him. Why it's being returned, I don't know, but you're doing something wrong. So let's change it up a little bit. Have a consultation, bring it in to me, and we'll figure it out. Let's go to Abdul in New Britain, Connecticut. Abdul.
Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm a U.S. citizen, applied for my spouse, I-130, and every time I check my USCIS account, it says that my case is current as of today, and it gives me today and the exact time and minute. What does that mean? Does it have a meaning?
What does that have a meaning? Meaning you haven't had the I-130 approved yet? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, it hasn't been approved. I'm waiting, but...
Well, that means probably that they're probably looking at it now.
Oh, okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And one more thing. When they ask for a sponsor, I will be the one who is sponsoring my wife, but the last 2 years I have not been working enough to make the amount that...
So you need a second affidavit of support from somebody else.
What about if I'm making enough money this year? Is it a problem for my...
I would have to look at your tax returns.
So does that mean do you have to get the 3 out of 3, or can it be like the main thing is...
It depends what your income is. It's totality of circumstances. There's no rule. There's no rule that says if you earned enough this year but not the other years, you're no good. It's a totality of circumstances. So maybe yes, maybe no. Depends what you earn.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I mean, I can't tell you more than that. That the law is they look at everything. Okay? So if you want to be certain, be above the poverty level, 125% above the poverty level for 3 straight years. You want to be less certain, you want to give them a reason to deny you, then submit with 2 taxes under, 1 above, and hope for the best. It's totality of circumstances. In that circumstance, what I would say is get a second affidavit of support. That way you cover yourself. Let's go to Rafiq in Medfield, Massachusetts. Rafiq.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
How are you?
I have a question. I have I-130 approved, and now I have to file I-485. I file asylum on the border. I get fraud into United States.
Uh-huh.
Now, my question is where I have to file I-485. I have filed with the court. I have to file with.
You have a pending case with the court?
Yes, I have a removal hearing.
Okay, but you can
And
file.
it's
You can file. You can
2023.
file it if you were paroled into the United States, and you filed for asylum at the border, and they paroled you in. You can file the adjustment directly with.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.